I'm always delighted when people leave comments in the comments section, but some of them do require some sort of response. The man with no name has been very energetic this morning, has left sort of three or four very odd comments. What does a win look like for UK? According to you, the European economy is a little stronger than Russia's, therefore we should ruin their economy. Yet you seem to fail to care that this would do untold damage to ours. You seem to think it's worth it. That's how lost you are in this. You're blind. You are prepared to take us down with them so you can win. Well, I don't believe in a win as an objective, and I also don't believe, by the way, in sanctions, and I've made that very clear. I don't think I've ever said that the European economy is a little bit stronger than Russia's, and that we should ruin their economy. I think if we have to have sanctions, they should be effective and quick. But sanctions attack the ordinary people rather than the state, and they take a long time. And there's very few occasions where sanctions, other than South Africa, have actually worked. In the realm of global politics, perception is just as important as policy, and actually nowhere is this more evident than in the Oval Office, where with the exchange between President Zelensky and Trump, and during this process, the digital arena went wild with speculation about what Zelensky might have muttered under his breath, and and what that might mean in English, and no sooner had Zelensky left the White House than the social media was awash with claims that his expressions revealed his true sentiments, and lip readers began dissecting footage of the exchange, saying that Zelensky muttered phrases under his breath and said he doesn't understand, and ridiculous. Yet, with all the viral phenomena, the discussion quickly veered into absurdity, and conspiracy theorists insisted that Zelensky's micro-expressions signified deep-seating contempt for the West, with Kremlin-friendly media gleefully spinning the narrative that the Ukrainian leader was humiliated and begging for scraps. I think he was humiliated. Meanwhile, the pro-Ukrainian voices countered with their own interpretations. Zelensky wasn't frustrated, they argued. He was simply embodying the stoic reserve of a wartime leader forced to negotiate with a businessman who looked like a second-hand car salesman with a wig. The phenomenon isn't new. World leaders have long been subjected to scrutiny based on their facial expressions, their body language, and even the way they sip their water, just as Theresa May was once ridiculed for awkward dancing, and Angela Merkel's eye roll at Vladimir Putin became an internet sensation. Zelensky's every twitch is now a matter of global debate. The difference, however, is that Ukraine's survival depends on these interactions. The stakes are higher than ever. And with the US security commitment to Ukraine appearing more fragile and Trump appearing more volatile, Zelensky's ability to navigate these encounters is crucial. And the fact that so many Ukrainians rallied around their leader in the aftermath suggests that regardless of whether he rolled his eye or muttered frustrations, he ultimately conveyed the message that his country needed to hear: defiance, dignity, and a refusal to capitulate to bullies. It's a peculiarity of modern diplomacy that global conflicts are now fought not just on the battlefield, but in the algorithm-driven world of social media. And it's I find it extraordinary that the man with no name did he call for Zelensky to apologise for calling Vance? Well, should we ask Trump and Vance to apologise to Zelensky for bullying? Should we ask Trump to apologise to Zelensky for calling him a dictator? There is a principle of hospitality, and that was not expressed in the White House on Friday. What was expressed in the White House on Friday was a form of savagery in public. And Zelensky says he now wants to sign the mineral deal because he won't apologise. We're paying $1.6 billion. The sponger should apologise to the taxpayer. Well, we're not paying $1.6 billion because Zelensky didn't sign the minerals deal. We're paying 1.6 billion to provide the defensive support that Ukraine needs to counter the aggression from Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, that every day sends missiles into the civilian population of Ukraine. I have friends in Ukraine who report this on a daily basis. And if Putin were actively attacking military installations, that would be one thing, but he's not. He is actively attacking civilian sites, and it's been from day one. So, I hugely enjoy and commend people who leave comments. In fact, everybody who leaves a comment, with very, very few exceptions, gets a little heart, because I think you should be commended for the effort and the time that you've taken to leave a comment. It doesn't mean I agree with everything, and I certainly don't. And so some people are going to get called out and their comments analysed as much as I can, either in print or in a video like this. But keep those comments coming, because it's really useful to see what people think, and to analyse. Vic from Oregon says, "Sorry for the rant, but I'm sort of fuming." I love that. Thanks for pointing out this important observation, and especially about the body gesture expert fellow who always finds Trump trustworthy and Trump's opposition defensive. I'm confused by his claims. At its most basic, body language training would include this. Like any spoken language, body language, a subtle demonstrated set of gestures shared within a culture varies from culture to culture, society to society. Crossed arms and a lack of a pasted smile to one person is a reassurance of honesty, where another culture might take it as a defensive posture. Crossing your feet and pointing them towards a person can be seen as a profound insult. So you're absolutely right. Acker Lindblom says Sachs is on LSD. I don't know what that means. Bad Wolf says there was no vote about our level of support for Ukraine. The government has gone too far anew, and they have taken the incorrect view that the rest of Britain supports the war. We do not. You are a warmonger for supporting this. What I support and what Starmer has offered is defence, and that is the right way forward. Drew says, I wonder what the Queen would have done if she were still alive. I think she would have invited Zelensky to Sandringham.